Namaste, welcome back to YogaCandi. I'm Candace, and today I've prepared a 40-minute Yin Yoga practice for us. This is going to be perfect for anybody who's suffering with a bit of back pain at the moment. Perhaps you have a bit of sciatica. It's going to be stretching out our IT band quite a lot, our hamstrings and our inner hips. So there's a couple of props I'd like you to grab to just make this a little more comfortable and to help you ease into some of the poses, because we are going to be holding them for quite some time. Grab yourself a pillow, a rolled up towel, a rolled up blanket and a couple of blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, that's quite alright. Grab some books, stack them up and they'll do the same thing. Wear something nice and comfortable and I'll meet you over on the mat. Welcome to the mat, guys. Take that cushion that you had prepared and let's sit in the middle of our mats. On top of our cushions if you would like to. Just make sure that your sit bones are grounded down evenly. Have your blanket handy, your rolled up towel. Roll it like so, lengthways. And also a couple of books or a couple of blocks, yoga blocks if you have them handy. So let's get ourselves comfortable on top of our cushions. We're going to take our left foot underneath our right leg and try to get that left ankle close to the right thigh, close to the right sit bone. With the right leg on top of the left, you're going to place the right foot onto the floor on the opposite side of the left knee. Keeping it raised at this point, we're going to go in for a twist. We're only going to be here for a few seconds before we come into our first yin pose. Throughout the practice today, I'd like you to take long, slow, deep breaths. And if any positions become too intense, then feel free to ease out of them. Okay, let's start our first position. It's going to be cow face legs, also known as shoelace pose. If you sit a little forward, you can stack your knees on top of each other, bringing both of your heels close to your sit bones. Placing your hands on the back of your feet or on your knees wherever it feels most comfortable, sitting up as tall and as straight as you can. Let's close our eyes and become aware of the breath. Listen to the sensations in the body and feel that rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and out. We're going to be here for a while, guys, so if it becomes too intense, just ease out of it. If any thoughts come into your mind, allow them to pass like clouds in a blue sky. And then just bring your awareness straight back into your breath. Perhaps try to keep your eyes closed throughout the practice today, except for when you need to look at the screen to see what I'm doing. This will just help you to be more aware of how the body's feeling, keeping you present, and allowing you to get a little deeper into the stretches. Send your breath all the way down your spine, all the way to your sit bones. And as you exhale, lift the belly, drawing it up and inwards towards the rib cage. Be still and enjoy this beautiful hip stretch. Allow gravity to do its work here, remembering to keep both your sit bones down evenly onto the mat or into your pillow, keeping your spine straight and your eyes closed. Take a cleansing deep breath in and exhale any bad emotions out, squeezing the belly. And again, breathing deeply into the belly and slowly exhaling all the bad emotions and feelings out. When you're ready, you can take both of your hands over to your right hip and perhaps just massage deep into the hip, anywhere where you may feel a little tension, where it's not releasing nicely for you. Massage it out, perhaps even do a little bit on the left if you would like to. Give it a good rub to warm up the muscles and the tendons. The IT band can be particularly tight, so massage that out. And the glutes, your gluteus medius. I find that's an area that I tend to struggle with tightness. If this is the same for you, warm it up, really rubbing deep into that muscle. This is a free movement, guys. Massage however long you would like. When you're ready, let's place your right foot over to one side. Use your hands to help you and squeeze the knee in towards your chest. And let's swap over, going to the other side now. Taking your right leg underneath the left, we're going to start off with our twist. So with your left foot on top of the right leg, placing your left foot firmly onto the mat, lifting that knee, let's take a twist. Breathe naturally here. Get a little deeper if you can. Take a deep breath in and a deep exhale. And let's come back into our cow face legs, shoelace pose. Lean forward and stack your knees on top of each other, bringing your feet as close to your hips as possible. This will make the stretch a little less intense. Or you can have them a little further from the hips if you have quite open hips as it is. Make sure you sit up nice and tall, slightly engage the core. Close your eyes and place your hands on the back of your feet or onto your knees. We're going to take another couple of minutes here on this side now. Remember to allow those thoughts to just pass like clouds in the sky. Pay them no attention. Anytime you have a thought that comes into your mind's eye, just bring your awareness back to the breath and back to the sensations in the body. If this becomes too intense, feel free to ease out of it and perhaps go back into your twist. But if it's comfortable enough, allow your hips to give in to gravity, your knees, your feet, remembering to keep your breath slow and controlled, sending it all the way down to the pit of your belly and exhaling it all out through your nose. Take a deep breath all the way into the belly, long and slow, and exhale, engaging your core, releasing every bit of air out of your nose. Remembering to keep your spine straight and your head stacked on top of your sit bones. Breathe deeply into your belly, expanding it like a balloon. And as you exhale, engage the tummy, squeezing it all up and in. Let's do that again, breathing in, filling up the belly, holding it for a second, and as you exhale, slowly release all of the air through your nostrils, engaging the core, sucking it deep and up into your tummy. Keep repeating this. And when you're ready, let's massage the left side of the hip this time. You can do both sides together if you would like to, or just one side. Take your time, warm it up. Keep rubbing out that hip, getting deep into those muscles. And when you're ready, using your hands, let's help your left knee up towards the chest. Wrap your arms around that knee and squeeze it in towards your chest, up towards your armpit. And then release both of your legs and squeeze them both in towards your chest. Sit up nice and tall with a long spine. Now let's remove our pillow out of the way. You can put it aside or to the top of the mat. We're going to come into an eye of the needle pose, also known as reclined pigeon. So lie on your back with your left leg bent on the floor. Place your right leg on top of that left leg in a figure 4 shape. If you're particularly tight, you can use a towel, wrap it behind your left leg, and you can pull it in towards your body that way. This is a great way to get deep into our hips. But if you're able, interlace your fingers behind your left leg and put it a little closer towards the body. Remember to keep both of your feet engaged. Just hold this here and enjoy, remembering to breathe slow and deep. You can straighten that left leg if you would like to, or keep it bent, whatever feels better for your hip. Or perhaps even add a little bit of movement, straightening and bending through the left leg and pulling it slightly deeper before releasing it. Now let's swap sides. Take your left leg on top of your right thigh. Interlace your fingers behind your right leg if possible and draw it in a little closer towards your body. Try to keep your shoulder blades as close to the floor as possible. Don't allow your shoulders to lift up. And again, feel free to raise that leg or to bend in through it. Perhaps move it through, raising it up and bending it again. Pull it a little deeper before we release the legs. Release them back down towards the floor. Come into a nice seat for a moment with your legs stretched out in front of you. We're going to come down for a forward fold. For those of you that are very tight, you can use your towel to pull you a little closer towards your feet. No need to feel like you have to grab your toes today. But if you're able, feel free to come forward and grab either your shins or even your toes, remembering to try to keep your back as straight as possible. It will have a natural curve, and that's quite alright. This is where your blocks can come in handy if you would, or even your books. If you would like to get even deeper into this pose, you can use your blocks or your books to pull you even deeper in. Feel free to put a micro bend into both of your knees if you feel you need to. Breathe long, slow and deep here. We're going to hold this for a little while longer. So remember to allow those thoughts to pass. Stay present. Listen to your body. If anything feels particularly uncomfortable, just ease out of it. When you're ready, come back up to your seat and place your blocks over to the side or your books, whatever you used. Just get them out of the way for a moment. We're going to come into our next position. I'd like you all to lie flat onto your back. Lift your right leg high up into the sky. For those of you that are particularly tight, you can use your towel to draw your right leg a little closer towards your body, keeping your left leg flat on the floor. Keep both of your feet engaged. Close your eyes and keep your right knee as straight as you can. If you need to put a bend in it, that's absolutely fine. From here, take your right arm out to a T and take your right leg over to the left side. Try to keep it parallel, your foot parallel with your hip. You can use your blanket, your towel for this, or you can use your hands to grab onto your foot. If this is just not accessible for you, feel free to bend that knee, placing it on top of the leg, and just take a side twist. But for those of you that find this accessible, let's hold this for a while. You should feel a stretch in your IT band and in your glutes, with the added benefit of a twist. Remember to send your breath deep into the body and to any areas that may feel slightly uncomfortable. Don't sit with any pain and ease out of it if you need to. Keep breathing and stay present. Breathe in deep all the way into your belly. Exhale all of that air out of your nostrils. Now let's ease out of it, lifting your leg high up into the air. Try to keep everything engaged. And let's take our right leg over to the right side this time, opening through the inner thigh. Get yourself comfortable and try to keep your foot in line with your hip. Again, if this is too much, just bend the knee and place your hand onto your thigh, allowing it to open up. You can use your towel to get you a little deeper into the pose. Allow your head to fall over to the left side. Enjoy this deep inner hamstring stretch. If this becomes too intense, remember you can always ease out. Send your breath directly to your belly. As you exhale, engage your core, sending all of the breath out. Stay present and try to keep your left hip flat against the floor. If it raises up too much, then just ease off of that leg a little bit. It may just mean that you're coming a little too deep into the stretch for what you're ready for. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the breath. Stay in the now, stay in the moment. Let's begin to release that leg. Using the power of the leg, bring it all the way to the center, high up into the sky. And let's pull it back towards the body using your towel. Getting a nice deep hamstring stretch here. Try to keep that left foot flat onto the ground. For those of you that can actually reach your foot, feel free to grab your foot anywhere where you can reach, even if it's only your thigh. And pull it a little deeper in towards the body. And then let's release it slowly back down towards the ground. Let's repeat the same thing on the other side, lifting the left leg into the sky, this time with the right leg flat against the ground. Use your towel if you would like to and pull that leg towards the body. This side may feel a little tighter than the other side, or you may find it's a little easier. Allow that to be, and just breathe and enjoy. When you're ready, let's send that leg over to the right side, getting deep into this IT band. Taking our twist, opening our left arm out into a T. And allowing your face to fall over to the left. With your left leg all the way over to the right. Try to keep your foot parallel to the left leg, to the left hip. For those of you that find this too intense, remember you can always bend that knee and just hold the outside of the leg, taking a simple twist. There's no need to go all the way today, just do what your body can. Stay present and keep your breath long, slow and controlled. Send it directly to your lower back, to all four corners of your rib cage. And exhale fully, allowing all of the bad energies to release and come out of your body. Try to see if you can keep that left shoulder blade as close to the ground as possible. We're going to take another minute here, so enjoy. And ease out of it whenever you feel you need to. If any thoughts are crossing your mind, allow them to pass and remember to give them no attention. Focus on the breath. Focus on the sensations in the body. Using the strength of that leg, let's take it all the way up into the sky. You can use your towel to help you get there. Let's place our hips back into the center of our mats. Straighten your right leg once again. And either bend your leg, keeping it in towards your body, or open it, keeping it as straight as possible, all the way to the left side of your mat, opening through the groin and through the hip. You may find the sides a little tighter. Try to see if you can keep your right hip as flat to the ground as possible. And keep your foot in line with the hip if possible. Opening your right arm out to the right, allowing your head to drop over to the right, taking a little twist here as well. If you find your hip is starting to come off of the floor, you can use your hand to place onto your hip and try to push it down a little. Breathe into the sensations and deep into the stretch. Remembering to keep your feet flexed. Try to keep your mind in the moment. Allow the thoughts to pass. We're going to take a little bit longer here. Take a deep breath all the way deep into your belly. Exhale fully out of the nostrils. And again, deep breath into your belly. Exhale all of it out, sucking the belly in. Using the strength of that leg and the towel, let's pull our knee and our leg all the way up into the sky. Using the towel, let's pull onto that hamstring, bringing it as close to the body as possible. Feel free to put a micro bend into the knee if you need to. If you can grab the actual foot, feel free to do that and to release the towel down to the ground. Do whatever feels right here. Now let's take that towel over to the side. Shake your legs out for a moment. Get yourself as comfortable as possible. And let's grab that blanket if you put one aside. Place it underneath your knees. We're going to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Allow your feet to be a little more than hip distance apart. Allow them to hang heavy with your hands a few centimeters, or should I say a few inches away from the body. Palms facing up towards the sky, with your face looking up towards the sky. Relax every inch of your body. We're going to take a couple of minutes here. I'm going to allow you just to come into the body, to breathe, and to just be at one with the peace and the stillness. You're more than welcome to be here longer than 2 minutes. But if 2 minutes is enough for you, then I'll meet you at the end. I'd like you all to take a deep breath in through your nose, send it all the way to the belly. Exhale all of the air out. And when you're ready, let's start to wiggle our fingers, feeling the energy and the circulation coming back into them. Wiggle your toes. Move your hips back and forth. When you're ready, send your arms up and over your head, stretching through the whole body, stretching your toes, lifting the lower back off the floor, stretching through the hips. Roll your hands, do whatever feels natural. Bend your legs and let's fall over to one side. Stay in this fetal position just for a moment, breathing into the side body. And when you're ready, with your eyes closed, let's push ourselves up into a comfortable seat. Keep your spine straight and your head stacked on top of your hip bones. Place your hands onto your knees. I'd like you to all thank yourselves for taking this time for your bodies today. I do hope this serves you well. Inhale, raise your hands up to the sky. As you exhale, draw them into your heart. Inhale, raise your hands, draw them into your heart center. And again, inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, draw them into your heart. Namaste.